Your unique value proposition, your UVP. So your UVP is what you're going to say to people when they ask you, what's your business? This is one sentence, super clear, and it hits. This is something that you're going to rehearse so that it falls out of your mouth with very little effort. It's going to be one of the most visible statements on your website, on your socials, and on articles about you. This is the focal point of your branding, and it's critical that you're able to recite it when you're on the spot. So this is something that needs to speak specifically to your niche's ears, which means that when you're writing it, again, you're not writing about yourself, you're writing about their challenges or goals. It's one sentence that clearly conveys who your ideal clients or customers are, what challenge they're experiencing, or what goal they're trying to reach, and how your unique business is going to benefit them. And it should be easy to understand and therefore easy to remember, not too broad or abstract or poetic. 10 to 15 words. Try to take out as many unnecessary words as you can, because the shorter it is, the easier it's going to be to remember. Not too formal. It should feel natural and with kind of casual language and language that you would use with a friend or a close colleague. Not overpromising or overselling anything, but impactful and emotional. It should hit and create some excitement for them. So let's look at some UVP fails so that you know what to avoid. So for example, let's say that you're a holotropic breathwork leader. So for example, let's say that you're a sound healer and you offer holotropic breathwork. Your ideal clients are busy professionals and maybe even corporate clients looking for alternative stress management tools. Let's look at the following unique value proposition as an example. Okay, here we go. I help entrepreneurs and corporations looking for comprehensive, holistic approaches to reduce stress and find peace through sound healing workshops and assisted holotropic transcendence. Huh? Like, I lost consciousness halfway through that. So, pro tip, if you can feel your eyes glazing over when you're trying to understand what you're reading, this needs some work. And that's because it's too long and it's too many words and it's confusing. So how can we simplify that? Let's go back to the equation. So we want to start off with, who is your specific niche? Let's identify them. What challenges are you helping them resolve? Let's identify those. And what's your unique solution? So you're helping entrepreneurs and you're also helping corporate clients. So how could you write one concise phrase that would encompass all of those people? What would be one word that you could use to describe all of them? You could say professionals, but that's so boring. And you're a somatic guide. These people are looking for a small miracle to heal themselves and wash their stress away. So this needs to have some vibe and it needs to sound like it's coming from a human. So let's try this again. What would be a descriptive word that might be more relatable than professionals? How about ambitious people? That speaks to people with drive. That speaks to people wanting to develop themselves. Okay, that feels real and that feels human. So let's go with that. Now let's look at the second part of this equation. What specific challenges are you helping them resolve? In this first draft, you're saying that they need to find some peace in their life. But when they're talking to their friends and their family about their current challenges, they're probably not saying, I need more peace in my life. They're saying, I'm super stressed out and I can't function. So let's use some of the words that they're using in their own language to capture those challenges. Also, another pro tip, if you're ever struggling to find the words to describe their challenges or goals, ask them. Do some market research, make some phone calls, and ask your audience to tell you in their own words, what are they struggling with? And then use that language. So if we go back to the statement, when I'm looking for the specific pain point here, the word that speaks clearly to me is stress. Okay, so let's write that down. And when I'm thinking about a verb to mitigate that stress, again, I'm thinking about my audience. What does that verb need to feel like? So let's think about the people that we're trying to reach here. Is it manage stress? You could say manage stress, but that's also so boring and so overused. And it has zero emotion. So let's just set that back down on the table for a minute. How about control? These are ambitious people trying to change their future and control their destiny. They are likely type A people, they are leaders, they are climbers, and they know that they need to be in control of their productivity. So control is probably a really good verb for them. Okay, great. Now let's look at the second half of the statement. Find peace through sound healing workshops and assisted holotropic transcendence. It's too long and fluffy and poetic and like out there. How can we make this more concise? Let's take out any redundancies first. So take out workshops, that's just padding. And let's take out transcendence because that's super vague. Also, does your audience even know what holotropic breathwork is? They probably don't. So they might not know what that is, but there's a good chance that they know what breathwork is. Okay. So how could we put this into one clear sentence? How about, I help ambitious people control their stress through sound healing and breathwork therapy. And it hits, it's clear. I know who we're targeting. I know what they're struggling with. I know what solutions are being offered, and I'm curious to know how that works. So this is an example of how you can reconstruct something that started out being kind of confusing and vague and flowery and make it really impactful and tight and powerful. So once you've written your first draft, set it down, walk away from it. And when you come back to reread it, ask yourself these questions. Does this statement clearly describe what your business is so that anyone can understand it and repeat that message to a friend? Okay, next question. Does this statement distinguish you from similar businesses in your industry? If not, how else can you differentiate yourself? So hint, hint, it's probably through your branding and your marketing and your messaging. So for example, what's the difference between Coca-Cola and Pepsi? Not very much. It's mostly branding. Okay, number 3. Does this statement give you a few good ideas as to where you could find these kinds of people and how to market to them? If the answer to any of those questions is no, don't worry, just continue making adjustments and try new things until it feels like it hits. Also, you can test this out. You can send a little Google form to anyone in your community who might be an ideal client or customer and ask them if that statement resonates with them. Ask them if they resonate with the title ambitious person, or if they resonate with controlling their stress, etc. Another pro tip, don't delete your work. Don't delete your writing. When you're working on a draft in Google Docs, some of the phrases that you built for this statement that didn't really make the cut for your unique value proposition could fit really well into your 30-second elevator pitch or other marketing materials. It's always a good idea to save all that copy that you write for your website in a document in your Google Drive, just to have it saved in a backup location separate from your website.